So welcome to the DTU National Food Institute Conference, Healthy, Safe and Sustainable Food. This institute, along with partners and collaborators and stakeholders, is uniquely positioned to actually take on the challenge of healthy, safe and sustainable food. I'm Christine Nellemann. I'm Director of the National Food Institute, and we work towards preventing disease and promoting health, developing new and better food products for the growing population, and creating new sustainable technological solutions. Healthy food of the future means that we control and explore nutritional value of new food products and side streams, as well as we look into the nutritional value of changing dietary patterns. Safe food of the future takes effort to ensure that pathogens and toxic compounds are not introduced into the food processes. That could be through circulating of food packaging or use of side streams that actually contain some toxic compounds that we do not want in the food. And that our food products, as well as food production, storage, cooking methods, maintain the integrity and food safety levels that we enjoy today. Sustainable food of the future includes reducing resources used for food production, but also looking at completely novel foods and food ingredients, new production methods, and determining how food production and side streams can be used to create novel foods and food ingredients. We eat to be productive in our lives, but we also want to have an eye to the future of the food area and to put food production in a sustainable direction. And we also cannot forget that actually sharing a meal and having a meal puts great social value to our lives. In Denmark, we produce a long list of high-quality food, and that's important for the economy of the country and for our workforce. However, we are facing huge challenges with food production and consumption of food actually accounting for approximately 1/4 of the total climate footprint for each one of us. At the same time, the world's population probably will increase by a couple of billions or 2 billion over the next decades. So this means that we'll have to produce much more food in, for example, 2050 than we do today. So we must look into how to produce food with the food resources we have and how we can exploit technology to explore additional use of the foods we have and new foods for the food production. And this has several implications for the food sector. Food production and food processing actually generates a large amount of side streams along the way, side streams that the industry needs to exploit further. We need to develop novel foods and new food ingredients. And there's a need for production methods that emits much less CO2 and still produces safe and high quality food. So overall, this points to an urgent need to make future food sustainable. So with the change in eating habits actually, and combined with using a lot of side streams and novel foods, this could lower the value of nutrition in our food. And it could also introduce food safety issues. So we need to take both nutrition and food safety into account when we develop novel foods and new food processes. Thus, if the future is to be more sustainable, we need to work together. And this is industry, it's authorities, and it's academia. We should develop new technologies together, and new food, and a new regulatory environment. The DTU National Food Institute works with at least two main approaches into this. The first is to use digitalization in a very broad sense. That goes from working smarter in innovation processes to, for example, using bioinformatics to identify valuable bioactive compounds in side streams and new raw materials. But it also involves developing new decision support systems for the food process and food production. And this can lead to better food safety and less use of resources in food processing. And the second thing is to develop totally new technologies that can make production and production processes more sustainable. And this is, for example, by use of fermentation and the whole biotechnology area, where we're very strong here at DTU. So through research and innovation, the National Food Institute is helping to drive the green transition in the food area to a more healthy, safe, and sustainable future. And as mentioned in the beginning, the DTU National Food Institute's vision is to prevent disease and promote health, create technological sustainable solutions, and develop new and better food products for the growing population. For more than 60 years, this institute has been working in research, advice giving, and teaching for the food and the health sector. And we strive to initiate new research and to make new realizations within our field in order to help authorities, industries, and of course us as people to have a more safe, secure, and sustainable food. So we are up for the challenges, and when we look forward to continuing our collaboration with all our stakeholders and partners in the whole world and here in Denmark. Thus today we hope that you will take the opportunity to really meet many of our scientists and enjoy this morning's external speakers as well as short talks from our scientists here from the National Food Institute. So we'll start the day here in the Oticon Salon. We will continue with lunch in Building 202, which is the heart center of DTU Life Science area, for a talk by Klaus Meyer, followed by show and tell stands from different research groups and startup companies. And we also have a PhD's Speakers Corner. So this afternoon's Future Food Fair, that we call it, will give you an opportunity to speak to many of our scientists and to many industry representatives, as well as hear about the research conducted by our PhD students. So I hope you'll enjoy the day and talk a lot together. So welcome.